Hi, I'm Liz Romig, Director of Career Education and Outreach for AU's Career Center. Today, we're going to talk about networking, why you should do it, how to do it, and some specific steps you can take today to get started. So what's the point of networking and why should you do it? Well, to find internships and jobs, of course, but also to begin to better understand people's career trajectories, to make connections that are useful, to identify opportunities to build skills and gain awareness of what skills are even necessary in your field of interest. Along with that, identifying gaps in your resume. And importantly, building a network of people who are passionate about the same things you are and can help you in making career decisions and just generally getting a pulse check before making decisions. So is networking really necessary? Well, to find a job that's a good fit, it absolutely helps. We all have to network at some point or another. No one works independently. Moving cities, joining clubs after college, all of this involves networking, and the more you practice, the better you get. So let's talk about where to find people to network with. Consider both in-person and virtual networking. Start a file and track your notes. This will allow you to see how your goals and thinking evolve over time, and also provide a space to track the advice and follow-up tips offered by those with whom you're networking. There's one really great way that you can access networking on a weekly basis. It's offered to you on campus, and that's office hours. Your faculty are available at set hours every week to meet with you and talk about whatever you'd like. How you can translate your coursework into your career plans, how you can think through what you're learning in class and come up with ideas about what you want to do. You don't have to just meet with people you have for class this semester. Maintain relationships with faculty from previous semesters or go visit those with whom you might want to take a class in the future. Beyond your faculty and office hours, look at the people around you. Who's doing work that you're interested in doing? It doesn't matter if they're even in the same city that you are. There's useful information to be gained in any conversation with someone in your field of interest. An AU trick I use is our media experts page on AU's website. I go there and search to find faculty from a whole range of backgrounds, those with a specific research interest, language expertise, and I encourage my students to do the same. This is a great way to add to the list of people you might want to meet through your networking. Finally, identify events to attend both on and off campus. Our own Career Center networking events, of course, but also receptions at embassies and think tanks. We are in a city rich with opportunities for networking. Now that you've identified people to network with in person, how do you do it? First of all, do it with confidence. If the idea scares you, think like an actor. Be bold, be brave, and practice your lines. How do you navigate a networking reception in person? First of all, make realistic goals for yourself. You don't have to talk to everyone. Do your research in advance and identify perhaps 3 people you might want to talk with. If you're really nervous, go with a friend. But challenge yourself to separate from them and regroup at the end to compare notes. Introduce yourself and have an opening question. But don't feel compelled to talk forever. Sometimes the hardest part of being in conversation with a new person is simply knowing how to end the conversation. You don't have to have an excuse. You can simply say, "It was such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for sharing your experience with me." And remember, networking isn't a zero-sum game. Share what you've learned with your friends and ask them to do the same. Learning more about organizations and being transparent about what they're like fosters access for all. So in summary, being prepared, expressing interest, asking questions, listening to the answers, and then importantly, write those thank you notes. Now, what's the best way to cold contact someone virtually? Via platforms we recommend, like LinkedIn, or Alumni Fire, which gives you access to hundreds of AU alumni who've expressed interest in connecting with students. First, you'll want to convert your elevator pitch to written form. Run it by a friend. Make sure it's well written, short, and succinct. Remember, people love talking about themselves, so ask them to do so. Be brief, write concisely, clearly. Give them a specific, realistic request, perhaps a 15-minute conversation during business hours, and then give them an out. Sometimes people are at a point where they're not able to speak, or they're only able to speak in a limited time frame. Resist the temptation to ask them to speak in the evenings or weekends. I received an email request recently that made it very easy for me to say yes. The student had clearly read my bio, had a specific question, proposed a few short blocks of time when we could meet, and then sent a meeting invite when I confirmed my availability. Make it easy for someone to say yes, and make them feel glad they did by being on time, well prepared, and sending a follow-up thanking them. We know you can do this, and we're here to help. Schedule an appointment with your career advisor, come to one of our networking events, and talk to us more about your plan for networking. Thank you.